For centuries, humanity has gazed toward the stars, pondering what secrets might drift within the darkness between them. We have mapped planets, traced comets, and catalogued countless asteroids, operating under the belief that our solar system was a closed neighborhood where everything followed predictable, orderly rules. Yet every so often, the universe sends us a potent reminder that we are not the sole players on this cosmic stage. The James Webb Space Telescope, engineered to peer back through time and capture the primordial light of galaxies born after the Big Bang, has now focused its unparalleled instruments on something entirely different, something close, incredibly fast, and profoundly alien. Astronomers have designated it Oumuamua 3 Atlas, an interstellar traveler moving with such velocity and precision that it cannot be satisfactorily explained by natural means alone. Initially, it was dismissed as just another celestial rock, a mere fragment ejected from a distant star system in the ancient past. But then the anomalies began accumulating. Its orbit was too exact, its surface unnaturally reflective, its movements too deliberate. Now, with Webb's advanced instruments capturing the clearest images ever taken of this enigmatic visitor, an uncomfortable truth is emerging. Oumuamua 3 Atlas may not be a comet or an asteroid at all. It may be a machine, constructed by hands unlike our own, or by something far older and more advanced. And if that is indeed true, then its arrival is not merely a scientific discovery, it is a message. When Oumuamua 3 Atlas was first detected on July 1st by the NASA-funded Atlas survey, it appeared as nothing more than a faint speck against the velvet black of space. Within days, however, astronomers realized its extraordinary nature. Its speed was measured at over 133,000 miles per hour, faster than almost any natural object we have ever tracked. Even more alarming was its trajectory. It was not bound by the sun's gravitational pull in the conventional way. Its orbit was hyperbolic, meaning it had originated from interstellar space and would, in theory, depart back into it. That characteristic alone placed it among the rarest objects ever documented, only the third confirmed interstellar visitor after Oumuamua and Borisov. But unlike its predecessors, its path was unsettling in its precision. It aligned itself to sweep near the orbits of Jupiter and Mars before slingshotting around the Sun, timed so perfectly that Earth would be on the opposite side during its closest approach. To some scientists, this was a mere coincidence. To others, it looked unmistakably like avoidance. Webb's initial glimpses of Oumuamua 3 Atlas confirmed what many had feared. Its surface was smooth, highly reflective, and geometric in ways that defied any known natural formation. Instead of tumbling chaotically through space, it rotated with a steady, rhythmic cadence, as though stabilized by an internal mechanism. Natural objects do not fly like this. Machines do. When the James Webb Telescope locked onto Oumuamua 3 Atlas, scientists anticipated observing the familiar, jagged irregularities of an icy rock. Instead, Webb's powerful instruments revealed something that shattered all expectations. The object's surface reflected light like polished metal, shimmering with an unnatural brilliance that no cometary ice could possibly produce. It was small, yes, but its extreme reflectivity made it appear larger, as if it were designed to be noticed rather than to conceal itself. More disturbingly, Webb detected faint but repeating thermal signatures across its surface. These were not the chaotic emissions of a comet shedding gas and dust, but measured, rhythmic pulses of heat released in intervals so precise they resembled a form of code. Natural objects do not send messages, yet here was an interstellar body radiating patterns that hinted unmistakably at intent. The stabilization of its spin, the consistency of its orientation, its management of thermal intake, all of it pointed toward technology, not geology. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb, who had previously argued that Oumuamua might have been artificial, pointed to these specifics as the strongest evidence yet that we might be witnessing engineered design. Look for non-gravitational acceleration, he warned. And sure enough, Webb's data revealed tiny but deliberate course corrections, minute shifts in trajectory too subtle to be caused by sunlight or random outgassing. Something within Oumuamua 3 Atlas was actively steering it. As more data poured in, something even stranger emerged. Analysts reviewing the infrared signatures noticed that the thermal pulses were not random. They followed distinct sequences, first prime numbers, then Fibonacci patterns, then ratios suspiciously close to the mathematical constant pi. These are not accidents of physics. They are universal hallmarks of communication. In the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, scientists have long proposed that mathematics is the one universal language, a potential method to prove intelligence across the stars. And now, here it was, written not in radio waves but in heat, a subtle, deliberate signal encoded in the very way the object released energy. Some researchers speculated it was aimed directly at us, waiting for us to notice. Others feared it was not intended for us at all, but for another receiver far beyond our reach. Governments and space agencies, once openly sharing data, suddenly grew silent. Observation logs went offline, databases were frozen, and updates were locked behind closed doors. Journalists searching for answers found only redacted reports and cryptic official statements. In this vacuum of information, theories spread like wildfire. Was Oumuamua 3 Atlas attempting to communicate with Earth? Or was Earth simply eavesdropping on a conversation never meant for our ears? With each new discovery, the possibility that Oumuamua 3 Atlas is an artificial construct grows stronger. Its advanced heat shielding, its stabilized spin, its coded signals, and even the faint electromagnetic bursts detected by Webb all point toward design, not accident. If it is a probe, then it signifies that someone or something out there has been building machines capable of traversing the interstellar void. Machines that could have been launched thousands, or even millions, of years ago. And if it is a machine, then it is here with a purpose. Some scientists argue it could be a surveyor, cataloging planets and civilizations as part of a vast interstellar network. Others suggest it might be a relic, an ancient automated construct still dutifully carrying out a mission long after its creators have vanished. The most chilling theory is that it is a sentinel, deliberately timed to reveal itself now that humanity has finally developed the technology to detect and study it. Its silence, its avoidance of Earth, its strange but unmistakable patterns, all of it feels less like coincidence and more like a test. A test not of our scientific capabilities, but of our readiness. Because if Oumuamua 3 Atlas is watching us, then it may not be here to communicate at all. It may simply be here to decide what happens next. As scientists continued to track Oumuamua 3 Atlas, one detail grew increasingly difficult to dismiss. Its trajectory appeared meticulously calculated to avoid Earth. When plotted against the orbital paths of the planets, the object's route seemed impossibly perfect, skimming the gravitational fields of Mars and Jupiter but steering clear of our own planet by millions of miles. Initially, this was written off as a coincidence, the natural product of a random hyperbolic orbit. But advanced statistical models revealed something far stranger. The probability of such a perfect avoidance occurring naturally was vanishingly small. This was not the chaotic wandering of a cometary fragment, it was a display of precision navigation. To some researchers, this avoidance suggested caution, as if Oumuamua 3 Atlas was deliberately maintaining its distance, surveying us from afar without direct engagement. To others, it hinted at a deeper strategy, an advanced probe ensuring it could observe us without being detected too early. This raised an unsettling question. How many times has it, or others like it, passed through our solar system completely unnoticed before? Webb's high-resolution thermal scans revealed another profound anomaly. Unlike natural celestial bodies, which rotate freely and expose all sides to the sun's heat, Oumuamua 3 Atlas maintained one side almost constantly oriented toward the star, as though equipped with a sophisticated shield. This side exhibited abnormal reflectivity, bouncing back solar radiation far more efficiently than the rest of the object. This suggested the possibility of deliberate engineering, a heat-resistant surface perhaps analogous to, but far surpassing, the thermal protection systems we use on spacecraft. This shielding appeared capable of withstanding not only intense solar radiation but also of regulating internal heat to an astonishing degree. Some researchers proposed it could function as a solar sail, capturing stellar energy for propulsion while protecting sensitive internal equipment. Others speculated it might be a form of cloaking mechanism, designed to mask its true nature by presenting only a bland, reflective surface to external observation. Whatever its purpose, the existence of such a shield implied one undeniable fact: Oumuamua 3 Atlas was built to endure. Not for days or years, but for eons of interstellar travel. The more scientists scrutinized the Webb data, the less certain they became that Oumuamua 3 Atlas was traveling alone. Faint anomalies began appearing in the background of images, dim reflections, subtle light distortions, and what appeared to be smaller companion objects traveling in its wake. These could have been dismissed as camera artifacts, but some analysts argued the evidence was compelling. Cross-referencing with ground-based telescopes revealed hints of secondary objects, smaller and fainter, yet dutifully following the same precise trajectory. Could Oumuamua 3 Atlas be part of a swarm, as other theorized interstellar visitors have been? If so, then Webb's first image was not merely capturing a lone traveler, but perhaps the leading edge of something far larger, a caravan of probes or fragments deliberately designed to scatter and collect information. This possibility deeply unsettled researchers. If this object was just one of many, then what we are witnessing may not be an isolated event, but one single node in a vast network spread across the stars. Initially, news of Oumuamua 3 Atlas spread rapidly, with NASA, the ESA, and independent observatories sharing updates freely with the public. But as Webb's images grew clearer and the anomalies more difficult to explain with conventional science, that spirit of openness began to vanish. Data that was once accessible to anyone suddenly required high-level clearance. Official reports were heavily redacted. Some observatories cited ongoing technical difficulties, while others fell completely silent. Journalists pressing for answers were met with vague, non-committal statements about the need for further analysis and the dangers of premature speculation. Yet, in the shadows of this official silence, fragments of information began to leak, suggesting that Oumuamua 3 Atlas's behavior was too deliberate to dismiss and that world space agencies knew far more than they were willing to publicly admit. Elon Musk himself weighed in on social media, hinting that what Webb had captured was the clearest sign yet that we are not alone. Whether his comments were mere speculation or based on privileged knowledge remains unknown, but one reality has become clear: Oumuamua 3 Atlas has forced the world's premier institutions to choose between transparency and secrecy, and their collective silence